Since the horror of 9/11, we've heard a great deal about the heroics of firefighters and police officers and medics who rushed in trying to save lives. But there were other heroes that day, ordinary citizens who performed extraordinary acts of courage. This is the story of one such hero. For months, he was known only as the mysterious man in the red bandana.
My heart told me he was gone. My rational mind said, don't give up. Maybe there's some way that he got down.
Allison and Jeff Crowther of Nyack, New York, lost their only son on September 11th. 24-year-old Wells Crowther was an equities trader at Sandler O'Neill & Partners on the 104th floor of the South Tower.
He was very excited to be working at the World Trade Center. He loved it.
Wells was in his office when the plane struck. He called his mother.
He had called me on my cell phone at 9:12 in the morning.
But the call did not go through. Wells left a recorded message.
Mom, this is Wells. I want you to know that I'm okay.
Though fearful, his parents had good reason to believe Wells would be okay, despite the horror unfolding on their television set.
When Allison came home, I said to Allison, we don't know that he's, let's be calm about it. We don't know what the situation is. He may be fine.
Wells was athletic, a hockey and lacrosse player at Nyack High School and Boston College. He was also a volunteer firefighter at Nyack's Empire Ladder Company.
He was a good fireman, a very good fireman, and he knew what his duty was.
But despite his fitness and his firefighter training, Wells did not make it out. That cell phone message to his mother contained the last words Allison and Jeff Crowther heard from their son. His death remained a mystery for months, months of torment for his parents. How long was it before they recovered his body?
About 6 months. He was recovered on March 19th, and we take note of that because the number 19 was his lucky number. It was his lacrosse number at Boston College. It was his hockey number.
Wells' remains were found in the ground floor lobby of the South Tower with a group of firefighters. The resourceful young man had escaped from the 104th floor and found a way past that hellish inferno below. He had gotten all the way to the lobby.
When we learned that, it brought us great peace to know, well, he did get down. He was using his thinking and his training, and he was able to get down, and he was probably helping people.
Still, the mystery lingered. Wells had been steps from safety when the tower collapsed. What kept him in the building until it was too late? The remarkable answer revealed itself 2 months after Wells' body was found.
My husband was reading the New York Times, and he saw the article that was entitled, "Fighting to Live as the Towers Died."
As she read the account of a woman who had been saved from certain death in the South Tower, Allison's heart froze. The survivor was quoted as saying, "A mysterious man appeared at one point, his mouth and nose covered with a red handkerchief." At this point, you strongly suspected that the mysterious man in the red bandana was Wells.
The minute I read that first sentence, just the minute I read it about the red kerchief, I knew it was Wells. Wells always carried a red bandana in his back pocket.
When Wells was a little guy, I started by, putting a little handkerchief in his pocket, and I said, now this one's for show, and the one back here, that's for when you blow your nose. And so he liked that.
He was known to carry the red ones, and my husband carried the blue ones, and this was a joke at the firehouse as well.
The mystery man in the red bandana had appeared on the 78th floor sky lobby in the South Tower after the plane's impact. Most of the 200 people there were dead or dying. The few who survived had no idea what to do in the chaos and carnage. One of the survivors, Judy Ween, recalled regaining consciousness and seeing the man in the red bandana. He pointed to the stairs and made an announcement that saved lives. Anyone who can walk, get up and walk now. Anyone who can perhaps help others, find someone who needs help, and then head down.
He was definitely a hero. And
Ling Young was also among the wounded on the 78th floor, badly burned and disoriented. The stranger in the red bandana took command.
That's it. He would just
showed you the way out,
yes,
helped you down.
Yes. He helped us down. And matter of fact, while we were going down, he said, stay together. Don't go too far, too far away from each other.
Was there something in his voice that made you follow his instructions?
It's the way he said it. He has such authority that go ahead and do it.
They wanted to know, too, as much and confirm as well who it was that had rescued them, almost as much as we did.
Allison Crowther contacted Ling Young and Judy Ween and sent them a picture of Wells. This picture. of Wells and a fellow Nyack volunteer firefighter, taken 2 months before 9/11, with the Twin Towers in the background. When Allison Crowther sent you a picture of her son, Wells, you took a look at the picture and you knew
that was it.
that was the man who saved your life.
That was the man that saved my life.
It was a wonderful feeling to have this confirmed and to know that he acted in such a courageous and wonderful way.
He was acting as a firefighter at the last hour of his life. He wasn't an equities trader anymore. He was a firefighter.
When you met with Allison Crowther and Jeff, what did you tell them about their son?
Oh, I said, thank God. I said, thank you very much to raise a son that, that actually saved my life. I said, without him, I wouldn't be here.
In all, it's estimated 18 people wouldn't be here if not for the heroics of Wells Crowther. 18 survivors of the carnage on the 78th floor, led and carried to safety by the resourceful, commanding young man in the red bandana, who made 3 round trips up and down the stairs.
Had his life continued after September 11th, he and I had had a conversation a year ago, June. He said, Dad, I think I'll go crazy if I sit in front of a computer for the rest of my life. My life was meant for something much more important. He said, I'm thinking of joining the fire department.
The New York City Fire Department. His fellow volunteer firefighters at Empire Ladder Company in Nyack have no doubt that he would have been good at it. Especially Harry Wanamaker, the fellow with Wells in that haunting picture with the Twin Towers.
What he did on 9/11 is completely believable for me. Based on his disposition and his manner, he was just, he would never give up.
I'd take him back in an instant, to have him back, all the notoriety, all the pride in what he did, the honors to him, let it all go in an instant. But in the last hour of his life, he wound up doing what he truly, truly, in his heart of hearts, wanted to be doing.
When his parents cleaned out Wells Crowther's apartment, among his possessions, they found an application for the New York City Fire Department. 3/4 filled out.